8.3, we're starting multiplying polynomials. Last week, we were adding and subtracting, and then Friday, we touched base on multiplying binomials with polynomials. Now we're doing all polynomials. Okay, so instead of one term, it could be 3, 2, 4, 2 or more. Okay, so look at this example. We're going to talk about the distributive property. I forgot. Distributive property, also known as FOIL to many of you. Okay, raise your hand if you know what either of those things mean. Distributive property is the same thing as FOIL. It's just with more than one term. Usually with distributive property so far, you're used to doing only one term. Now we're going to do 2 or more terms. Okay, so what FOIL means is first, outside, inside, last. I never think of it that way, but let's explain. Okay, so we're going to take our first polynomial, and we want to multiply all of those terms times each term in the second. Okay, so I'm going to take my first term, 2x, and I'm going to multiply that by x. So 2x times x is 2x squared. Okay, now I'm going to take 2x times 5. So I get 10x. Now I want to do the same thing with my other term. I'm going to take 3 times x, 3x, and then 3 times 5, which is 15. So FOIL, first is our first terms. Outside is our 2 outside terms. Inside is our 2 inside terms. Last is the 2 last terms. That's what FOIL stands for. Okay, can we leave our answer like that at the bottom? No, why not? Yep, combine like terms for simplest form. So we have 2x squared plus 13x plus 15. Any questions over the distributive property and the FOIL method? So basically what you're doing is you're taking each term in the first polynomial, multiplying it by each term in the second, and then moving on to the next one, and doing that consistently throughout the whole time. So each term is getting multiplied by each other. Okay? Go ahead and try 1 and 2. Do you want to do 1 together? You do 1 together? Okay. So number 1, what do I need to multiply first or distribute first? Yep, take the 2y. We're going to distribute that to both terms in the other one. So 2y times 3y gives us 6y to the second. Yep. And now what do I multiply? Yep. Take 2y to the other term. 2y times 5 plus 10y. Good. What do I do next? Yep. Negative 7 times 3y. Now I'm taking negative 7 and distributing it to both. What do I get for that? Negative 21y. And then what's the last one? Yep, negative 7 times 5, which gives us negative 35. And then how do I simplify my answer? What can I combine? Yep. So I have 6y squared minus 11y minus 35. Okay, go ahead and try number 2. Yep, 4a times 2a, what'd you get? Yep. What's next? Yep. So we get negative 36a, Now that we've done 4a to all terms, what do we do next? Yep, negative 5 times 2a, so we get negative 10a. Last, we get negative 5 times negative 9, which is a positive 45. And then last step. Yep. So we get 8a squared minus 46a plus 45. Remember, always have your answers written in simplified standard form. Okay. Any questions over FOIL and distributive property before we move on? We good? Okay. How is this going to change? Now we have a polynomial, but what do you notice about the second one? How many terms does it have? Has 3. Okay, is that going to change anything? No, you just have an extra term to take to each one. Okay, so you're always going to start with your first term, 6x, distribute it to all terms in the second polynomial. So we have 6x times 2x squared. What's my new exponent on that one?
12x cubed.
Yep, good. Now what do I multiply?
6x and
Yep, 6x times negative 3x. What's my new exponent?
2.
Yep. And then what do I do next?
6x times
Good. 6x times negative 5, we get negative 30x. So same thing as what we were doing before, you just have an extra term to take it to. Okay, now I do the same thing with 5. Take that to each term. 5 times 2x, 10x squared. 5 times negative 3x, negative 15x. And then 5 times negative 5. And then what do I do when I get to this point? Combine like terms. Start with your biggest when you have a lot of terms like that. Does 12x cubed have a like term? Nope. Does 18x squared have a like term? Yep. Negative 18x squared plus 10x squared. So we get minus 8x squared. Yep. Does 30x have a term? Have a like term? Yep. Negative 30x minus 15x. Yep. And then what do we have left? Yep. Good. Oh, I made a mistake. This is supposed to be a cubed. There you go. And try this example. How does this one change?
You got a lot more.
You just have one more extra term that you have to distribute through. But same process. Okay. So first I'm going to take 2y squared and distribute it to all terms. So we have 2y squared times 3y squared. What was your new exponent that you created? 4. Good. 2y squared times negative 5y. What's your new exponent? 3. Then I have 2y squared times 2. Does our exponent change? Nope. What's next? Yep, take that 3y. So we have 3y times 3y squared. What's our new exponent? Yep. Then we have 3y times negative 5y. What's your new exponent? Squared. Then we have 3y times 2 plus 6y. And then what do I need to do last? Take that negative 1 times 3y squared. So we have minus 3y squared. And then negative 1 times negative 5y plus 5y. Negative 1 times 2 minus 2. Okay, from here, what do we have to start doing? Combining like terms. Start with your highest degree. What's our highest degree?
4.
4. Remember, look for our exponents. Does it have a like term? Nope. And then our next highest degree is 3. Find all of the cubed. What do we get when we combine those? Yep, negative y cubed. Now look at squared. What's our new squared value? Negative 14y squared. And then our y's, we have 11y. And then what do I do with this negative 2? Yep. Does everyone agree? Yeah? So, process is long, but concept-wise, are we doing okay? Yeah? Okay, any questions before I let you work?